All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay Will. Quick comparison here for the HTC U Ultra and the LG G6. So these devices came out this year in 2017. It's now April 3rd. And, you know, we've got to compare these because right now I don't have my S8 yet. I'll have that in the S8 Plus in about 2 weeks or so. But for now, these two are the phones, I won't say the phones to beat, but the most intriguing at the moment. And a lot of people are purchasing right now. You know, some people don't know what to purchase. Some people are undecided. So in this video, I just want to give you my perspective on both of these phones and what I like about each one of them. So don't think of this as a battle. Just think of it as Jay Will's experience. So here we go. Speaker, yes. So let's start with the build quality and the design. So the LG G6 obviously is the new guy on the block and is offering some good stuff. It's bringing some really nice stuff. So let me start with the obvious that you can't see, which is waterproofing and wireless charging. This phone has waterproofing and wireless charging, IP68 certified, which is dust and waterproof and water resistant up to 1 meter at 30 minutes. So no salt water, but people do it anyway. I dump this thing in water, you know, I don't care. It's just a phone. So I'm going to test it out. But yes, so those are the two things that you can't see: waterproofing and wireless charging. Now, with that being said, after that, you get this beautiful 5.7-inch Quad HD display. Now, the resolution on this is a little different. It's 1440 by 2880, which gives it a higher pixel count of 564 pixels, opposed to the traditional Quad HD display, which is 1440 by 2560, which is over here, which gives this 513 pixels per inch. Now, with that being said, it is sharp. It is clear. Both of them are very nice. But for the G6, you get this 18:9 ratio for the screen, and it is absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be the new direction for a lot of smartphones, I believe, because Samsung and LG have already done it. Here they are. LG is one of the first to bring it to the market. 18:9 ratio, compact body. This is a 5.7-inch display, and this is a 5.7-inch display. I mean, just look at this. It's crazy. They're both really 5.7-inch displays. But we'll get into that in just a second. But the compact design of this, they round off the panel to make it look like all the corners are rounded. And this is just a gorgeous piece of hardware. I mean, let's not front here. You got this glass back. You've got dual 13 megapixel cameras. One is for wide angle only. LED flash, fingerprint reader on the back. SD card and SIM card tray double up there. Microphone up there for cancellation, and a headphone jack, which is a plus. And then you got a speaker out down there, USB Type-C 3.1 on both, noise cancellation microphone. And then you've got a 5 megapixel camera on the front with some proximity sensors and your speaker there. And some LG branding on the front and the back. You got the G6 here, and then you've got LG there. So pretty cool. The design of this phone is awesome. There's just no other way to say it. This is an awesome feeling phone. It is good. It feels great in the hand. The fact that it has a large screen and a small body, I've been tweeting that out. Small body, big screen, small body. That's the LG G6. Now, here is one of the most controversial phones created by the media, created by the hype, created by some of the tech community. They hype. All they do is hype this phone up to be trash, it's garbage, it's horrible. And they just spew it all over the internet. The fact is, it's not trash and it's not horrible. This is a fantastic phone, man. The display on here is a 5.7-inch, and you even get a little extra screen up here, which you can change to applications, control media with that, weather. There's a lot that goes into this display. While I don't use it, the options are there, and I think that the average consumer will probably take advantage of that and really use it. On the front here, along with that 5.7-inch Quad HD display, this also is, let me just point this out, this is an LCD 5 display, and this is an IPS display. So you've got a 16 megapixel ultra pixel camera on the front, and when I tell you it's an ultra pixel camera, the photos come out great. I mean, it is fantastic. So 16 megapixels on the front of this bad boy and 5 on the front of here, and you can definitely tell the difference. Quality that comes from this front camera is off the charts. Now, you got a power button that's ridged. You got a very slippery volume rocker there. Now this phone right here has 4 microphones, count them 4. One on the front, one on top, one on the back, and one on the bottom. Stereo sound is what that offers. So on the front here, you've got a fingerprint reader, while this one's on the back. You've got a capacitive button here. You've got a recent and back here. Now they kind of, They light up there. Some people complain that they're low and everything. I don't care about that. It's not a deal breaker for me. It's not something that's real big that annoys me. It doesn't even matter. On the back here, this has a slippery back just like this one, but I will say this is a much more beautiful design right here. This is a lot, I like this. I like the design of this because the way the metal chassis on this meets the frame and everything, it's just really, really nice. I really like it. And on the back here, you actually have a 12 megapixel camera with 1.8 aperture. Just like this phone over here, this one has a 1.8 aperture. However, this one has laser autofocus. And they both have the phase detection, but this one has laser autofocus. And this is let me tell you, this is a great camera. In fact, the camera on this one, I think is better than on the G6. That's just what it is. This phone right here has boom sound, so you get a speaker that doubles up on the earpiece there, and you got one on the bottom. But, believe it or not, this has 24-bit audio and this has 32-bit audio. I don't think a lot of people point that out. This has 32-bit audio and this has 24-bit audio when you plug in a headphone jack. Now, let me tell you this. I really can't tell the difference that much. I can't tell the difference. You know, they're both fantastic and that's just what it is. Now, which build quality do I like better? I definitely like the build quality on this phone, but I would have to go with the G6 because it is just packing such a small body. Big screen, small body is the definite way a customer is going to go. And it's not just me. I think a lot, and it's not even just this phone. I think phones that have big screens are liked by many, are loved by many. People love big screens. Sorry if you got a little mic gain there. This is my big boy here. This has a 6-inch display. And you can see what I mean here. Now, would you take this 6-inch display and this huge body over this 5.7-inch display and this small body? You probably wouldn't. That's not to take a shot at the Z Max Pro, because you know that's my boy. I love Z Max Pro. But however, if I'm going to recommend one of these phones to someone because of the build quality and body and all that, it's going to be the G6 because you get the same size screen pretty much, and you get a small body. Now, screens, on the other hand, is a different story. I personally feel like, now I took this photo with the LG G6. Let me lock the focus here. I took this photo with the LG G6, and to me, in my old eyes, I think it looks better on the HTC U Ultra. As a matter of fact, I think the screen on the HTC U Ultra is much more punchy, much more vibrant. Colors pop a heck of a lot more. I mean, just look at the orange here on this building. Take it out. I mean, look at it. It's punchy. It looks almost dull. And this photo was taken with the G6. My G6 camera review is up and you'll see this photo in there. I just feel like the LCD5 panel compared to this IPS display is a heck of a lot more. Also, it's a lot better. And also the screens on both of these, this one gets a heck of a lot brighter outside than this one. So I'm not a panel expert. I don't know much about all the technology that goes into a lot of this stuff, but what I do know is the HTC U Ultra has the better screen in my opinion. Next are the speakers. Now this has a very loud speaker coming out of the bottom. However, it can't be matched with HTC's boom sound. This has a speaker that doubles in the earpiece and it's got the one on the bottom. It's just a great setup. It's a fantastic setup. There's just no way to get around it. This is a fantastic setup. So speaker quality is definitely going to go to the HTC U Ultra. Now, another way, I said earlier that the cameras were better on the HTC U Ultra. Well, I stand firm on that. They are a heck of a lot better to me, especially on the front camera. You've got this ultra pixel that it defaults to when you're taking selfies on here. Wow, wow, wow. Or just doing video. Audio on here with 3D audio when you plug in headphones, it is like surround sound. It's fantastic. Now, it's not taken away from here because this has a headphone jack. Right now, there's nothing compatible with this phone that you can buy third party. The adapter though, shout out to Grant, he found it. It's available in stock on HTC's website if you want to get the adapter, but it's 12 bucks, which is something to me that should have been in the box. They gave us a case, they gave us these ultrasonic earphones, but they didn't give us an adapter for the people that did not want to use it. And my experience with this is coming with time. Now, I'm not so much speaking for me because I don't care if it has a headphone jack or not. This isn't the first phone I've gotten that doesn't have a headphone jack. However, the average consumer might not be able to make that adjustment. And so throwing that adapter in the box would have been a plus, but it's not a deal breaker for a lot of people because at least they give you some crazy nice headphones. Now, Speaker quality, again, like I said, HTC U Ultra. Cameras, did I leave that already? Cameras are better on the Ultra in my experience. This does have a wide angle shot, but that's kind of just a feature. It doesn't do anything about quality. They both have optical image stabilization when shooting in the regular form factor at 1080p, and they're both really, really good. But I still say that the HTC U Ultra's cameras perform a heck of a lot better. That's my experience. Now, software-wise, this is up in the air. You know, so let me talk about the theme stores that are in both of these phones here. Let me just go straight to the point. LG's theme store is outdated. There's things in here that I've put on my old LG L90, which is still in the box over there. The themes can work on that phone, which is a plus, but there's not a lot of new themes in here. If you look at this theme here, I'm running the Pixel theme, which not Google Pixel, like the pixelated thing, like the video game, old school, Bumpy Cam. And you know, this changes all the icons. I mean, look at my Instagram icon. It's got the old Instagram icon. Look at something. It's got the old Twitter icon. This is really cool. And it doesn't work on all of the apps, but it works on pretty much a lot more than I thought it would. So customizing right out of the box, a customer is going to get a little bit more from the theme store on this one than you will get on this one. This one is a little outdated, and you can change the font, the sounds. You can customize this phone in any kind of way without buying Nova Launcher, without buying or adding in additional themes or anything. You can do it right out of the box. This phone, you can do that too, but it just doesn't seem as nice as it is on the HTC U Ultra. And that's just my take on that. They both run 7.0. They both have split screen, all the 7.0 features. But aside from that, LG does have one up because you can do the screenshot with the extended screenshot, and you can take notes, you can write on things. But how many customers are actually going to do that with their finger? Gotcha. All right, so with that being said, I think out of the box, this one offers a little bit more to the software, and you know, both of these are optimized very well, which takes me to the next thing is the battery. Now, this has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, and this has a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, but you know what? In my usage, I'm getting the same kind of battery. Everybody crapped on this phone saying that the battery was trash. Well, not everybody, some reviewers did. And then all of a sudden, boom, hits the internet, and everybody starts telling everybody that it's got a bad battery, which just isn't true. There's no way that a person is going to get 2 hours of screen on time from this phone, then it dies. That's just not realistic, folks. Think about this. So with that being said, I'm able to get 5 hours of screen out time out of this one, whether I'm on LTE or Wi-Fi, and I'm making it through a full day with this. I mean, past 24 hours. With this one, I can get 5 hours of screen on time on almost 5.5 or 5 hours and 45 minutes with Wi-Fi on, but on LTE, I'm getting like 4 to 4.5, maybe 4 hours and 45 minutes over LTE. Now, software and applications on the phone, the way the phone is optimized, that might mean that Sense UI is optimized better than LG's skin. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I can tell you in my experience is that the battery life is equal on here pretty much for me, even though this has a bigger battery. Usage on a battery life, that discussion can go on for days and days and days. No one's going to be able to tell you a right or wrong answer because there is not a right or a wrong answer. Your usage depends on you. Your applications depends on you. You know, there's some applications that are way more intense and use way more resources than others. Facebook being one of them, and I don't use Facebook. I don't have a Facebook. So there you go. How about price? Well, LG wins. There's no argument. This phone right here, though, you can get it for cheaper than $650. But the problem with this phone is it's not on carriers. If this phone was on carriers, I think it would be doing a heck of a lot better. Even though it doesn't have waterproofing and wireless charging, to me, it does have the better cameras, the better screen. The design is cool. You know, the speakers are better. There's some things about each one of these that are great. But LG is just winning. They're winning in the price category, period. I mean, these both have the same internals. They both have an Adreno 530 and they both have a Snapdragon 821 clocked at almost the same. The G6 is clocked a little bit higher at 2.35. But the other core is the same, 1.6. And the U Ultra is clocked at 2.15 and then 1.6. But another upside to the Ultra is it has 64 gigs internal storage and it has an SD card slot. This has 32 gigs and an SD card slot, but this is only offered in 32 gigs in the US. This is offered in multiple colors. This has multiple colors, but they're only offering 2 in the US. Kind of a bummer. Maybe it'll come later. But what I will say is that both of these are great, but LG is winning in the price category. But I would tell a person, before you run out and just lock in on any phone, you do have a return policy from most places that you buy from. So that's kind of your prerogative. But you can find this phone for under $650 now, like $620 and some. You can find them probably on Swappa now. At first there were none on Swappa, but now they're on Swappa. You won't see this one on Swappa. You see these two are in the house for good. I don't plan on dropping. I used to sell phones a lot, but some phones you just got to start keeping them, because when the new iterations come out, I have to buy them again if I want to compare them. And that's why you don't see a lot of comparison videos for the same, like the newer model, but you will see the S7 and the S8. You'll see those, because I'm faithful with that S7. Which I use for all of my videos now instead of my actual real recorder. Cell phones are getting better. I can record in 4K, but with the S7, you're limited to freaking 10 minutes, and then I have to chop videos up and do more editing than I want to do. But this is the S7 that I'm recording with, and I think everything is great. I do have an external microphone. You guys know that. However, both of these phones are fantastic. I can't tell a customer, to pick one over the other, because like I pointed out in this video, you might say, well, man, Jay, looks like the Ultra really suited you better. It does a lot better. Well, it's not so much for me. These are things that I think are just not, I could call them facts. This does have a better sound system. The camera system is definitely better on here. And battery life is equal to me in my usage. Build quality is totally subjective, but obviously in hand, this is going to be the one to get, because it's super compact and you get this big screen. You get the same size screen, but the screen, to me, as you can see, look at the building on here. This is the way the building actually looks. It doesn't look so grayed out like dull like that orange over there. So that's kind of how it is. So I think all in all, you're gonna have to choose. But this is my experience with both of these phones, and I love them both. I'm not gonna front. I use them both too, so don't think that I use one more than the other. Both of these are fantastic. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Share the video if you'd like. Leave a comment if you like. I love discussion videos. So I hope that you guys enjoyed once again, and I'll see you in the next video. It's your man Jay Will. I'm out. Speaker. Oh, so awesome.